Hello and welcome to program Scoreboard. I am Warda Addle Jahangir, and today we will be discussing the topics about the Tri-Nation Series continues excitement. Pakistan to face Sri Lanka in final. Sri Lanka edge Pakistan by 6 runs. PTV Sports HD telecasting the series live. Okay, Ali, let's introduce to our guest today. Ali, you are with us. What's your stance about the last match?
I think it was a very terrific match. This was actually a dress rehearsal for the final. And if you talk about this match, actually Sri Lanka really needed to win this match to actually make it to the final, because it was between them and Zimbabwe. Pakistan had already qualified, but Sri Lanka, for this matter, really needed to win this match. So obviously Pakistan won the toss, elected to field first, and then Sri Lanka actually played very well, getting about 180 plus. In return, Pakistan obviously won 180. I thought Pakistan were very shoddy on the field, conceding a lot of runs, Fahim leaking runs, Nawaz leaking runs, and then at the when Pakistan were chasing, they got off to a disastrous start, losing 3 quick wickets, and then after that Salman Ali Agha and also this Usman Khan steadied the ship, and Salman Ali Agha got 60, and at one time it looked like Pakistan was going to win this match, but at the end brilliant bowling by Chamira and the death bowling helped Sri Lanka secure that win and make it to the final of the Tri-Nations tournament.
And if we talk about the last night's match, do you think we need to change our batting order also?
Look, I think we're going to stick with this batting order. Reason being is because this is the sort of batting order which they want to take now going into that T20 World Cup, which will be taking place in February, which is just in about just over 2 months' time. So I think they're going to stick with this. You saw some positives over there. I thought Usman played very well. The middle order clicked. But the problem over here is I think it's that top order too. You talk about Fakhr Zaman, he's blowing hot and cold. Either he performs or he doesn't perform. Saibzada Farhan doing well too, but not performing. We need some consistency at that top order. You have consistency in that top order, then obviously it'll do well. Middle order fired well yesterday, but we need consistency in terms of the top order to perform, middle order perform. And to answer your question, I think they're going to probably stick with this team.
And do you think batters struggle to rotate strikes, especially during the middle orders? Too many dot balls increase the pressure and forced risky routes.
No, I think that's a very good question, and thank you for that. I think what happened is that, especially with Usman Khan and, to some extent the captain Salman Ali Agha, in T20 cricket what you need to do is rotate the strike. You can't always go for the boundaries, and there are times you're going to get the good balls. So you have to rotate the strike. I think they missed that trick on the top order and also in the middle order overs. Had they done that, probably it would have been given Pakistan a better chance of chasing this big total.
And what do you think about Babar Azam's performance?
Another duck yesterday, which is very disappointing. The
yeah.
problem with Babar Azam over here is that he's doing very well. He made 70 odd the other day, and then he got a duck yesterday. He needs to be more consistent. I'd much rather prefer, and everybody, the team would much rather prefer if he gets 30s, 40s, rather than a big score and then a duck. You need consistency over there. And while Babar Azam over here has gotten the most number of runs when it comes to T20 international cricket too, we need consistency from him. We need him to make consistent runs, because going into that, Pakistan needs him to play at that number 4 position, which is a very critical position, and he needs to actually make sure that he continues to get consistent runs.
And if we talk about his batting strategy, what would you think that he needs to change in his strategy, bowling strategy or batting strategy?
When it comes to Babar Azam, I think it's very clear. Babar Azam is an experienced campaigner. He's been playing for years now. He is the most senior person. He's been playing for just over 10 years for Pakistan cricket team. Yes, he's been in out of the T20 team, but now he's got a form over. He's going to get a long run, and he's going to go into that T20. I think he should just continue on his merit over there. He's I think the best batsman in the world in all 3 formats too. Most important thing is not listen to the critics. Trust your own game over here. Continue to hit the ball on its merit, and don't play these loose shots, and don't let the demons get inside your head, because he's the best batsman in the world, and as long as he plays on its merit, I think he'll do very well.
And Pakistan is also scheduled to Sri Lanka for bilateral series. And do you think that Sri Lanka series will be decisive test for Babar Azam?
I think it will be. Pakistan is later going to play a bilateral series against Sri Lanka going forward, and you could say this in the future. But right now, I think the most important thing is, but this final which we are going to play on Saturday is a very, very important one. And I think for Pakistan, it's very good, Warda, that Pakistan got a kick in its teeth, because they had won all its matches and then obviously they lost that match yesterday. They will learn from their mistakes, go into tomorrow's match and make sure that whatever mistakes they have, they learn from that, because you cannot count out Sri Lanka. They are an excellent team over there and they're on an upswing. They won 2 matches. Pakistan have lost 1. Tomorrow's match is going to be very decisive because it's going to be the last match going into that last leg and last run into the T20 World Cup.
And Ali, as you are talking about the tomorrow's last match, so what do you think, what should we opt for after winning the toss? If we win the toss, what should we opt for, the batting first or the fielding?
Look, it really depends. I would personally think Pakistan should still chase, and the reason that is because as the match progresses, there's lots of dew, there's heaviness in the field. It becomes very wet, so it's very difficult for the bowlers to grip the ball. Pakistan should chase, but for that matter, they have to make sure they bowl well. All the bowlers have to perform very well. Limit them to a total below 160, 150, because if they make 160 and above, it becomes very difficult to chase, as we saw yesterday. And make sure that all the bowlers perform well, because yesterday Nawaz and Fahim and some of the other bowlers were very costly, and that's what costed Pakistan the match.
And now we are talking about the bowlers. Do you think we need some changes in our bowling orders too?
Well, it'll be very interesting who they're going to play tomorrow. I would personally want Shaheen to play because he's a match winner for Pakistan. Yes, Salman Mirza is very good, but tomorrow is a final. You want your best players to play. Him and Naseem were yesterday you saw them as the 12th and 13th man coming onto the field, to support with drinks. But I think probably they will play and bring that experience, because we have to make sure our fast bowlers and spinners actually combine very well and contain Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka are doing very well. You saw Mishara got about 76 yesterday. They took Pakistan to the cleaners when it came to their batting too. So get our best bowlers, bring Shaheen, bring Naseem. The spinners should combine and make sure you restrict them to a good total.
And what do you think, which players can be the game changer for the match or the series?
I would say tomorrow in the final, I think very, very important. We were talking about Babar Azam. I think he is very important for Pakistan. Everybody for that matter. You talk about Babar in that the top order. He needs to perform. Fakhr Zaman really needs to play well, because he played such a rash shot yesterday, the ball up in the air. Yes, him. And then Salman Ali Agha, the captain, has found form for Pakistan. Very happy he got form. And Usman also. But I think it's the bowling. The bowling has to perform well. If your bowlers do well, that will take off the pressure of the batsman too, and they'll be able to chase chase the total. And
Ali, do you think that Fakhr Zaman should be in the first order?
I think he's going to stay at number 3. You have to play Saib Zada Farhan, and you have to obviously play Saim Ayub with him. Saim Ayub obviously he adds with the bowling too, but he needs to perform too with the bat too. Saib Zada Farhan has done well in a couple of matches, but Saim Ayub needs a big total. And for a big crunch final like tomorrow, you need Saim Ayub to obviously perform, not only with the ball, with the bat. So if he performs in the top order form, that will give confidence to that middle order, which includes the great Babar Azam.
And do you think that Fahim Ashraf could perform well with this performance, which he's going to?
I'm not too. That's a good question, Warda. I'm not too sure that Fahim should play tomorrow, because I feel Fahim obviously he's an all-rounder over there, and he. Obviously, you want him. He's playing as a bowling all-rounder too. So you need him to perform well with the ball. He hasn't performed well. I would say that they will probably go for a proper bowler tomorrow. They'll probably go for Naseem or will go for Shaheen too. We'll have to see. He obviously adds to that depth. He adds to that batting too. But we'll have to see tomorrow. But the thing is that in regards to Fahim, he's not very consistent. Due to which I think his this inclusion in the team will be under the scanner.
And how did you assess Sri Lanka's performance to the final?
I think Sri Lanka have been brilliant. The way they've actually they were really out of this tournament. The last 2 matches against Zimbabwe, Nisanka played extremely well. He Patham, a wonderful player. He got a big score the other day, and yesterday you saw Mishara done. So their batting is really now clicking to especially that top order. Middle order hasn't really clicked as yet, but if they click, they are a dangerous team. And then yesterday, Jamira, what a wonderful spell yesterday. Containing the Pakistani batsman too. I think he only was was conceded an economy about 4 to 5, which was brilliant. So their bowlers perform well, they're batting, they are right now full of confidence. It's Pakistan who will have to make changes and make sure that they can actually wrest the initiative back towards the home team.
And now we are talking about the Sri Lankan team. You talk about the Chamira. What bowling strategy or playing strategy he should opt it for the tomorrow's match?
I think what he did yesterday, what he has to do is that he may bowl variation, bowl good lengths, bowl all those areas which trouble the batsman, and then make sure that he was bowling those Yorkers very well. So if he bowls those Yorkers very well with variation and the slow bouncers too, he makes it very difficult. And for that reason, I think he is the key reason that Sri Lanka are playing the Tri-Nations final tomorrow.
And how do you think that Pakistan overall, the performance of the series throughout the series, how do you think that Pakistan, this series and the performance can help Pakistan for the upcoming series when we are going towards Sri Lanka for the series?
Yeah, I think what's very important is this is the last series. I think we are going, after this, we have 2 months break, after which we play a bilateral T20 series against Australia, who will be coming to Pakistan, and then obviously the T20. It's a good, you could say that right now it's a good appetizer as to what is to come. So Pakistan has to get the combination right, because right now the eagle eye focus is that T20 World Cup, and tomorrow will give a good indication as how our preparation. If Pakistan wins tomorrow, it will give a lot of confidence, a lot of motivation going into that, but if not, then obviously trouble. You could say that there will be some skeletons in the closet. So I think tomorrow is going to have a good indication as to on which direction this T20 team is headed.
But what are your predictions for the Pakistan teams and tomorrow's match?
I think that Pakistan should win tomorrow, but don't count out Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka in an upswing, and when you're talking about tournaments, when you have find form, when you find an upswing, when you find rhythm, it's very difficult to break it. Sri Lanka were horrible in the 50 over series and then the beginning of this tournament, but now they are looking like a strong team. They found their mojo. So Pakistan will have to make sure that they get their best team and actually fight fire with fire, because Sri Lanka are going to be a very difficult nut to crack tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Ari, for the depth analysis. We will be right back after a short break with some more news. Welcome back after the break, and now we are joined by Ahmed Nawaz. So let's ask Ahmed. Ahmed, what's your take on tomorrow's match?
Well, assalamu alaikum to you and all our viewers of the Scoreboard as well. Once again, I think tomorrow is the final everybody was not expecting. Let's be very honest, because I think a lot of people said Zimbabwe played quality cricket and they had to qualify. But the way Sri Lanka have found form, let's be honest, they were horrible in the tournament. But the way they've won the last 2 games and have qualified for the final, everybody's a bit worried now, because they know that Pakistan's going to play all their World Cup matches in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka being one of the hosts of the World Cup alongside India, if they're finding form at this dangerous stage, then God knows what's going to happen. I was a bit bummed after the toss as well. I thought, instead of bowling first, we should have batted first, because in the last 3 games we've seen whoever's won the toss, they've batted first as well. But I think including you, a lot of Pakistanis are not only upset because of the match, they're more upset because Babar Azam didn't score.
Exactly.
So because Babar got a duck, I understand a lot of our people are a bit worried as well. But the fact is, it is what it is. The interesting factor is that Babar has now made it to an elite list of players who have gotten the most ducks in T20 cricket. He's now matches Umar Akmal with 10 ducks, and of course behind him is Shahid Afridi with 7. But the fact is that I think more or less Salman Ali Agha was brilliant. We had some positives as well. Before the break, you were discussing with Ali Mehdi about Fahim Ashraf as well. I was on another platform where I thought that, instead of Fahim Ashraf, maybe we can play 2 spinners. Maybe we could have played Usman Tariq and Abrar Ahmed, and both mystery spinners could have done us the job. But I don't know why the Pakistani management continues to persist that Fahim Ashraf. Obviously, I think he's a utility player, but the amount of batting we're getting from Mohammad Nawaz, and I always say this, that Nawaz never disappoints. So, the fact is that I think that is a miracle as well. But I don't know about what, the general perspective is, but big news for Pakistan is that Shaheen Shah Afridi is completely fit. He might be available for tomorrow for the playing 11. I think that adds to Pakistan. But what are you feeling? Do you think we're going to win tomorrow?
Well, all the best wishes with the team, definitely. But I am disappointed by Babar Azam, as he is struggling with the timing and the confidence, and leading to uncharacteristic dismissal and lower than unusual strike rates.
Well, there was a, technical analysis which came up on X as well. That was, of course, by former captain of the Pakistan cricket team, Rashid Latif, who put up a complete scenario why he's getting out, and he talked about the fact that he's going too much towards the middle stump area. But I think at this day and age, me, you, we can't tell Babar Azam how to bat. He is the Babar Azam.
The Babar Azam.
So I think the fact is that it's more of a mental block, I think. I think he's just, you know, the mind is fogged somewhere. There's maybe a distraction. There is a fear, I think, of failing again. Every now and then he's scoring 70s, 40s, 30s. But
True.
It's just, you know, the heart and the mind isn't connecting. It's the fear of failure. So I think if he gets that out of mind, and you have to realize in Pakistan there's a lot of expectation. If you become the star player, then people are going to expect you to score 100 in every game, which is not possible. And the day you don't, I think that's when the people, you know, will be absolutely gutted as well at the same time. But is your favorite player Babar Azam?
I would go with the Farhan, Sahibzada Farhan.
Sahibzada Farhan.
Yeah.
But he was excellent in the series. But
exactly.
I think yesterday was a big disappointment for Sahibzada Farhan and his fans as well. I think we expected him to, you know, probably stay in the game. One thing I liked about Pakistan was I thought Saim Ayub was playing brilliantly. But I was discussing this with someone that Saim Ayub plays so brilliantly, but then gets out in the most horrendous fashion ever. I don't know why. So I do understand Pakistan's got a bit of problems, but they've ticked some boxes as well right before the World
Cup. But do you think that we need to change some, in the middle order especially, we need some change in the team?
I don't think so. You know why? Because the World Cup is just in a couple of months. I know a lot of people are saying maybe we can make a couple of changes. One thing I think Pakistan can do better, but in the same playing 11, is maybe bring Nawaz a bit earlier. So maybe, you know, Usman was playing well. Maybe, you know, Usman and Nawaz, you know, can probably once in a while. But if you bring anyone outside this playing 11 or the squad, I think it's going to really damage. And, you know, let's remember, every World Cup Pakistan has participated in, right before the World Cup, we've made a change either in the captain, the cricket board, or the team selection. Although people are still talking a lot about Shadab Khan, that he's going to join in. But I think I don't see him fitting anywhere as well. So, of course, I think we're going to talk about this as well, and we've been joined by Kashif Majeed, our first-class cricketer and expert. Kashif's got a better idea of what's happening to Babar Azam. Let's talk to him. Kashif, assalamu alaikum. Can you hear us?
Walaikum salam, Ahmed. Yes, perfectly all right, and I can hear you.
Welcome to the scoreboard. Now, Warda Addle Jahangir is very much, you know, disappointed at Babar Azam, and me and her are trying to explore what's going wrong. We've seen an analysis by a former Test cricketer as well. What do you think happened yesterday?
I guess it's the same old story. He was struggling against spin. I always say whenever we talk about Babar Azam and his batting heroics, it's always the fast bowler. Yes, you will argue that he got out of the fast bowler's ball, but it's the mindset, because he was not doing pretty good in the previous matches. So now the pressure is so much on him, because that was his comeback series or a try series, and he was not scoring runs. The average of 25, strike rate below 100. This was not the Babar Azam we expected when he made a comeback. So most probably, you know, batting against the spin, that was not his genre in the T20. That's where he was comfortable playing those fast bowlers in the top of the order. You know, utilizing those early 6 overs, finding those gaps, placing the ball in the gaps, scoring some fours, and Babar Azam is on go. Second important thing, we haven't, you know, apart from that one Karachi 196 runs innings in a test match, we haven't seen Babar Azam scoring, you know, bulk of the runs when it comes to playing in the subcontinental tracks. Yes, we have played in Pakistan, we've played in Sri Lanka, we have played in Bangladesh. How many highlights you remember, Ahmed, from Babar Azam scoring a bulk of runs in these part of the world? I'm not sure. Apart from that 196 against Australia, you would remember anything he has scored in bulk in Sri Lanka or even in Bangladesh. So that was his problem. Now, if you can consider, for the last few months, cricket is being played in these shores. He really wanted something to happen outside Asia. Most probably, even in Australia, England, South Africa, this is where he was so good. He was scoring so many runs. He was scoring against the world's best fast bowlers, even the spinners at that on those surfaces. But subcontinent Asia, I think that's not the Babar's genre.
Kashif, what do you think that Salman Ali Agha is back in the form, and how important is this, and how do you see his performance?
I guess back in form for Salman Ali Agha is back in form for the captain of the team, because as a captain, you always wanted to lead from the front. I really wished he had finished the match yesterday, because that would have given him the world of confidence, because he was playing so well, finding those gaps at will, playing those big shots at will. Giving those bowlers the extra cover sixes, the one of those hardest shot to play the in cricket, in game of cricket, in any format. He was playing so well. I would like him to finish that match, because eventually then he would have became the man of the match. And that man of the match performance from a struggling captain in the T20 format would be very beneficial in the larger context of the team. But still, he was someone you can rely on. And it was Russell Arnold in the commentary, someone that says you can rely on Salman Ali Agha whenever the chips are down, because he have played some marvelous innings with the tail in Test cricket, in One Day cricket, and now it's T20, 40 odd for four, and scoring 180. And I think we were there. Six balls, 10 runs. Everyone have fancied Pakistan winning the match, but hats off to Chamira coming back strong. His third over conceded. He conceded few runs in the third over, but the last over, when it mattered most, he was right on spot. Yes, as a batter, I would have wanted batters from the Pakistan to would have played those cheeky strokes, the scoops or the sweep shots, because we've seen third man and final leg both in the circle. Even the square leg was in the circle. So the first three deliveries, the batter should have tried those shots, and then when they have disturbed the length of the bowler, they would have got the
Right, but Kashif, if we look at Pakistan's overall perspective in this series and before this series as well, we've seen a approach which is very much identical in all of the games, and that is where Sahibzada Farhan and Saim, one of them, are getting scores. Particularly Sahibzada Farhan gets a 70-80. The likes of Babar Fakhr can contribute with good 30-40s. That's where Pakistan managed to strengthen their batting. And if you need 20 of 10, then Mohammad is your go-to player. So a bit of identical approach at the moment. And then probably yesterday we saw a good innings from Usman Khan, but still unable to finish the game. Looked like Pakistan's panic button probably was pressed.
Panic button, I guess it was good bowling by Chamira. Panic was all set in the Sri Lankan camps when Nawaz started hitting those boundaries in the middle. Usman and Salman played very well. So most probably, I would have believed that apart from that last six balls, Pakistan was always in the game, and it was a classic chase by started by Salman and Usman. Everybody thinks Usman as a weak link in the Pakistani lineup. I still believe he can offer a batting of substance against the spinners, because he has got some good shots against the spin. He's low when it facing those spinners. He has got the cut shot, the mid wicket. He can use the feet well, and he has got some array of shots against the spinners. And he can pick the spinners from the hand. Yes. Yesterday's match we talk about, again a lack of match awareness. He just have hurt you as a batter. I always think, let's get over with the Hasaranga's over, and they were doing pretty well, hitting the six of the fourth or first ball of the fourth over. Next five deliveries can dispatch for the singles. 11 runs of Hasaranga's over without giving him the wicket would have sealed the deal, and Usman would have been the man of the match in that case. But again, the lack of experience, how to chase an innings.
If the fact is that we're able to proceed with a combination that carries on as well. But Warda, I think as far as the final is interesting, I think more than T20 cricket, right now popular subject is Test cricket as well, because England and Australia are playing against each other. And I think the Ashes is obviously the best spectacle we see. But all that news of Pat Cummins bowling in the nets alongside Josh Hazlewood has been put to rest, because Australia are going with an unchanged squad in the Ashes once again. Kashif, Majeed, I think once again England should be really, really worried about their chances, because Australia, although they're going with an unchanged playing 11, but I think still pretty much a very, very potent Australian team.
Ahmed, you can convert Lord's track into a batting paradise and start hitting baseball cricket. You can convert Edgbaston, Old Trafford, anything, but you cannot ask Australians to convert Optus Perth into a batting paradise because you want to play a baseball cricket. This is not going to happen anywhere in Australia. So they have to play sensible cricket. Yes, baseball cricket, we like it because every time England bats, I usually see them bat whenever I feel possible because it's always entertaining. But if those entertainment couldn't bring results, then that entertainment can become a joke for you. And this is really what happened. ICC rated that pitch of Optus for very good. In that very good surface, England bundled out in 2 days' time. The test match was over, and they have to, give the rest of the food to the charities. The next 3 days' food to the charities. That would happen when you started playing baseball cricket on foreign soil with ball jagging around or seaming around. That was not extraordinary seaming conditions. It was pretty okay. We always find Perth surface to be lively for the fast bowler in the first couple of days, and that's what Australia just needed that first couple of days. That's it. And Travis said, of course, a brilliant tactical change by Smith to bring Travis Head to top of the order in the fourth innings, and he always deliver under pressure. He has got some guts to play those quality innings under pressure. I still remember 2023 final. I still remember that century of 70 deliveries against a good quality fast bowling of England. But when it comes to their batting, I would have believed. I don't want to be clinical of Zach Crawley, but he should play quality cricket now. Or he should go back to county cricket, play some domestic cricket, score some runs. The only lonely innings of Zach Crawley I remember was scoring few runs, a double century against Pakistan, and that is it. And he's part of the England squad continuously for like 2 to 3 years now. Ben Duckett has improved as a brilliant opener, but when it comes to Zach Crawley,
Kashif, what do you think that Travis said? How do you see him as a key for the Australian in any situation or any position as a batter?
it was Mark Taylor way back in 2011-12 when he said, even Shane once said that he will be the game changer for Australia, and for years to come he has proven again and again with his batting exploits. Whenever Travis had played as a batter, you always feel the left-handers are always aesthetically pleasing, but when it comes to Travis Head, that is not the case. He's not an aesthetically pleasing left-hander, but he's mighty effective left-hander. And this is where the mantra is: see the ball, hit the ball, and let the bowler decide which length they want to bowl. And this is where Travis Head is doing. He's playing far more aggressive than all those baseball batters. He's playing far more aggressive. Yet he knows how to pick the length deliveries of his own choice. He knows all those deliveries where he can score runs. He's mighty effective on those deliveries because he has got array of shots. He can you can he can play from third man to final leg with the whole 360 degrees, and he has got some time there. Sitting on those back foot and playing those all aggressive stroke. He has got so much talent, but when it comes to talent, he's delivering with that talent. We have seen Joe Root with so much talent delivering nothing in the Australian soil. So most probably this time round, England has to bat more sensible. Yes, aggressive approach is good playing against Australia, but sensibility is the demand of the day.
Well, thank you so much, Kashif Majeed, for the depth analysis and the deep insights. My next question to you, Ahmed, is what about England's missing an experienced fast bowler?
I think that's going to hurt them for a long time now, because although the sensation has been Jofra Archer to bowl quick, and Mark Wood was bowling really quick, but the key is not just to bowl quick as well. You got to have a plan, and they didn't. I think you asked a very good question about Travis Head as well. The way he started attacking the English bowlers, they were clueless. They had no plan as well. Had they, done something different, then that could have worked. And I think even in the first match, if you realize, where in the first innings of the first Test match, where very much in awe of Ben Stokes taking 5 wickets. The fact is that why did Ben Stokes had to bowl? Because England was still lacking a quality bowler. And you look at this Australian squad once again. Even though Josh Hazlewood, Pat Cummins are not there, I still am unable to find a weak link in the squad. I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant. You look at the bowlers that they're playing, Mitchell Starc in there as well. Scott Boland, I think, is someone that we should really be talking about as well. And I think the fact still remains that if you look at this Australian side And if you compare it with the English, not just the squad, but the playing 11 that they played in the first test match as well, I think there is absolutely no comparison. Someone asked me before the Ashes as well, Warda, what's the prediction from my side? And I said 4-1. And even though I said 4-1, I thought they were going to win the first test match, England, but they didn't. But this guy right now is an absolute beast at the moment. Mitchell Starc, if you look at most wickets in day-night test cricket, it's Mitchell Starc with 81 in there as well when you talk about this symbolic test match. Pat Cummins not playing, Nathan Lyon still in the playing 11, Josh Hazlewood out injured, Jimmy Anderson has already said goodbye, Sir James Anderson I must say. He was knighted by the King of England, King Charles. But the fact is that, Mitchell Starc with his ability, and even in the second innings, I remember they brought him on just for 1 over to do probably a changeover. And he immediately came and took a wicket on the first 3 deliveries. And I thought that, my goodness, the guy. And
that's how it should be.
And remember, Mitchell Starc is a person who has turned down huge sums of money for T20 cricket. He's turned down huge opportunities for white ball cricket, but he only said, I want to focus on test cricket for Australia.
Okay, thank you so much, Ahmed, for joining us and for the depth analysis and for all the key points you have mentioned. With that, we come to the closing of the program. I'm Warda Addle Jahangir along with Ahmed signing off. Take care.